Hi there, I'm Ben Patterson. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you some of the secrets that I've discovered for longevity and super health. I am a nutritarian, which means everything I consume, for the most part, I try to eat with the idea of good nutrition in mind. That means I eat a very low sugar diet. It's balanced with high fiber, lots of water, lots of vegetables, some fruits, whole grains, some protein, and some very healthy fats in the diet. So I get a good combination of fresh food for the most part, very little processed foods, very low sugar, very low salt intake. I take a lot of supplements. I have been eating small amounts of fish, sardines, and salmon occasionally, but that is the only meat I consume. I don't eat any other animal products. The little bit of dairy that I eat is a little bit of plain kefir, small amounts, or yogurt also, plain yogurt, small amounts, and an egg typically a day, or sometimes a couple of eggs, maybe cooked. But those are primarily the only animal sources that I get. I'm very low on soy these days, not a lot of soy products. I avoid any processed foods, any kind of frozen dinners and foods, preparations. I avoid those. For the most part, I avoid bread too, and rice even. Starchy vegetables I don't eat a lot of, like potatoes, but plenty of green leafy vegetables. So I'm going to show you now some of the things that I do for my health. I juice regularly. Typically, when I juice, I will juice vegetables only, in the order of 12 to 15 vegetables. I do a lot of root vegetables, 7 or 8 green vegetables, green leafies, broccoli, those kind of things, cucumbers, zucchinis, just any kind of vegetable that you can get a significant amount of juice from. I juice up about 90 to 100 ounces of juice, and I preserve it in the refrigerator, store it up, and that will give me about 4 days of fresh juice that I can then blend with some other juices and a lot of additives, powders like chia, flaxseed, turmeric, things of this nature, protein powders that can enhance the taste and texture of the smoothie. And I'll show you how to make that in just a second. But that's integral to my diet, is that sort of food, and also a lot of probiotics. I believe in eating kimchi, sauerkraut, fermented foods as much as possible. I do gut shots, which are liquid probiotics. You can also buy supplement forms. The cooler, they sell acidophilus and those kind of supplements that are good probiotics also. So I'm going to show you now my setup and my supplements that I believe are also very important, and then a few other tips in terms of things you can do to promote longevity and good health. If you're going through any kind of a health crisis, you may not want to adopt all of these techniques and methods that I'm going to show you all at once, but I recommend all of them to you as being integral to my life today, to my health and fitness, and I think any of them will help your life. So I recommend you get started on some of these. I would recommend you buy a good juicer. You can get a cheap one for $50, $60, but I invested in the Omega VRT juicer. As you can see, the Omega VRT is a slow juicer. It's a masticating juicer. It rotates slower within there to extract the juice from the vegetables. You just pop them down in the chute there once you've got them all diced and cut to size, and then it will juice up, and they spit out the pulp on one side and the juice on the other. So I recommend getting a good juicer. Don't juice your fruits, just eat your fruits whole. I don't recommend juicing fruits at all. It's a waste. You want the pulp from the juice. I do save the pulp from the vegetables and reconstitute some of that pulp, the green pulp, with my smoothies, but I throw a good bit of it away, unfortunately. I would use it for, compost if I had such a setup. Now, I invested also in a Vitamix blender. I call it a blender. This is a super blender, the Vitamix. Very simple to operate. It just has a basic on-off switch. Then you turn up your speed here to what level you want for blending. And when you want to kick it into hyper speed, there you go to high, and it supercharges and will blend anything in just a matter of minutes. So I make my smoothies in this Vitamix. The Vitamix itself runs about $4.50 retail. The Omega juicer is about $3.80. So you're looking at about $1,000 to invest in these. But you can start with a cheap juicer if you want in the beginning, and you have to juice more frequently with those. And you can get a cheaper blender, but you're going to go through those because they're not going to last as long. There are a lot of good books out there on longevity. This is just one I happened to pick up recently. So those can give you a lot of good tips and ideas too. Now here's some of the supplements I take. I recommend alkaline water. You might not notice a lot if you try this at first because it takes a while. It took me about 2 weeks to notice the difference. It costs a lot more than regular water, anywhere from $3 or more a gallon. But I drink it as much as I can. I really notice a difference. It took about, like I say, 2 weeks, and then I started really feeling a lot better drinking this water. I use this for my joints, Osteobiflex. It's got glucosamine. I've been using spirulina. It's a plankton algae that has a lot of great vitamins and minerals and micronutrients that you need. I take a iron supplement. I also take vitamin D3 and 5,000 IUs. I take a urinary supplement. And then a couple of laxatives, an herbs and prunes natural, and then Swiss Chris natural herbal laxative to keep me very regular. I take some mental supplements here. Mental Calm is one that helps support anxiety issues and stress. Bacopa is a herb that's also very good for mental alertness and clarity. I have found good results with huperzine and vinpocetine. I have used this one successfully, Cognium. I think Prevagen is one of the best out there, one of the most expensive, but also very, very good for memory, thought processing. St. John's wort is very good for depression issues, if you have that. Active Mind is another one that is also very good with thought and focus. And Mind Care is another one, helps sharpen the brain. Acetyl L-carnitine is also known for brain health.